You have two choices. You can keep running and hiding and blaming the world for your problems, or you can stand up for yourself and decide to be somebody important. Don't give up. There are too many naysayers out there who will try to discourage you. Don't listen to them. The only one who can make you give up is yourself. There is magic, but you have to be the magician. You have to make the magic happen. My heroes are those who risk their lives every day to protect our world and make it a better place: police, firefighters, and members of our armed forces. Life is like a novel. It's filled with suspense. You have no idea what is going to happen until you turn the page. You know, it's not fair. Women are judged inferior until we prove ourselves, and men are judged superior until they prove what assholes they are. God cannot take sides, for he is in all of us. We are all a part of him, and when we try to destroy him, we destroy ourselves. You are my sun, and if the sun went out, the shadow would die. To be successful you need friends, and to be very successful you need enemies. I'm sure that whatever changed is only temporary. It will change again. Try to leave the earth a better place than when you arrived. A blank piece of paper is God's way of telling us how hard it is to be God. Usually, when people get to the end of a chapter, they close the book and go to sleep. I deliberately write a book so when the reader gets to the end of the chapter, he or she must turn one more page. Being poor is only romantic in books. I like to write about women who are talented and capable, but most important, retain their femininity. Women have tremendous power, their femininity, because men can't do without it. There's this sense of excitement because you invent and control the characters. You decide whether they live or die. I find this type of creative process tremendously stimulating. But ready or not, life goes on. Libraries store the energy that fuels the imagination. They open up windows to the world and inspire us to explore and achieve, and contribute to improving our quality of life. Libraries change lives for the better. The Dalai Lama. He is a very wise man of great inner peace who believes that happiness is the purpose of our lives. Through his teachings and leadership, he continues to make this world a better place in which to live. In a novel, on the other hand, you not only have to describe the rooms, but the clothes, the characters, and what they are thinking. It's a much more in-depth process. I think that's because believable action is based on authenticity, and accuracy is very important to me. I always spend time researching my novels, exploring the customs and attitudes of the county I'm using for their setting. Coleridge wrote, "Dreams are no shadows, but the very substances and calamities of my life." I worked in Hollywood as a reader and a would-be writer for about 6 years before I sold my first story. When people tell me I've kept them up all night, I feel like I've succeeded. I always spend time exploring the customs and attitudes of the countries I'm using for locations, and interviewing the people who live there. I've visited over 90 countries thus far.